How's it going, YouTube? Coming in today with another video, and today, guys, what I bring to you is going to be the Yu-Gi-Oh outlet, and this is going to be a part of the series that I have created that's just basically trying to keep you as up to date as possible with the happenings in Yu-Gi-Oh, set releases, cards to pick up, new meta trends, things that you really just need to pay attention to that you might not have time to really see on DB Ladder or videos throughout the week. So I do hope that this helps, and I'm going to try to keep you as up to date as possible as I see things. So if you haven't already checked out my sponsors over on RW, Cloud, Gem, Arla, Imperium, Dragonshield, or Grimoire, definitely go ahead and do so all down below. Thank you all to my sponsors. You guys are lovely. Thanks for supporting the channel, and thank you for all of you supporting the channel. Thank you all so very much. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 30,000 by the end of the year. Can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun when we get there. Have a huge celebration. It's going to be really cool. But without further ado, let's hop right on into the video. So the first thing I have for you today is going to be, we have 2 sets dropping before Nationals this year. Now, what does that mean? So we have Duelist Advance and Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem. Now, the Monster Mayhem set is going to be things like the Punk cards and the Orcus cards, which is pretty cool. The Orcus cards are very good. I think that there is a Striker Orcus variant available in that, honestly. The Link 1 Galatea is a very busted card, honestly. The fact that it just says Galatea is crazy, just for the sake of the archetype. And then also, having a Link 1 Orcus name, so Crescendo is just live, is crazy. I really do like that new addition to the deck, and of course there's going to be a lot of other really fun things that we're getting in these new sets as well. We are also getting the new Psychic monsters, we're getting the new Striker cards, we're getting the Monarch support and Duelist Advance. So there is a lot of very interesting things that we're going to see. I know that with Duelist Advance as well, we're getting like the Go-Go-Go, Do-Do-Do kind of cards. Then there's like a new Goblinsburg that's supposed to be really good in Ryziel, which I'm very interested to see, but it is going to be another rank 4 engine to be able to play with Ryziel, so I'm sure that we'll see some of those play at Nats, where we're already seeing Heraldic Beast with the Ryziel cards playing now, and I'm very curious to know how they will perform moving forward. We do have Nats right around the corner, though. It will be in Indiana. It's going to be the weekend of July 11th, which is really cool because most times throughout the year, our last Nats was a little later. My birthday is at the end of July, so I usually just try to have a nice little celebration with all my Yu-Gi-Oh friends and, you know, just try to, like, have a nice little meetup. I will be doing a meetup this year with some trivia. I know that a lot of you really enjoy that. The last couple meetups I've had have been absolutely fantastic, so look out for details on that, doing Yu-Gi-Oh trivia for prizing, and then come celebrate my birthday with me. I really do appreciate it. The next thing is post-Nationals. We don't really want to think about this just yet because you want to focus on Nationals, you want to do well at Nats, but if you are objective like myself and you want to make sure that you are getting the best deck possible, Justice Hunters might be the case to buy. I don't really like buying product. I don't ever think that it's correct. I would never try to just go out of my way to buy Konami's product. I really wouldn't. I would just go ahead and buy singles. It's a lot more reliable. And when we see the prices tank like they just did with Malice and what have you, it feels awful when you just bought a case, right? So, especially the pull rates. Like, pull rates are terrible. They need to fix that. But K9, you have Dragon Tail, you have a lot of very interesting things coming out of Justice Hunters. Not to mention, too, I forgot to add the Lunalight cards come out before Nats, too, which is really cool. I think those cards are going to be really impactful. I don't know if they'll actually do anything, but I think that for the deck itself, or even like a Lunalight tier list or something, they're going to be really good. But the one thing that you should know, K9 is like 90% of the OCG's meta right now. Like, it's way outmatching Draco Tail. So, very interesting, because I feel like in the TCG, we're probably going to see a lot more Draco Tail, just because we're a lot more fusion oriented, it seems, in the TCG, but I could be wrong, we'll see. But K9 is not only just a deck or an engine, it's even a very small splashable engine that you can do in pretty much any deck. Same with like K9 Vanquish Soul is very, very strong right now. You should make sure that you do have a playset, though, of Disablaster. This card is really important for the archetype. It's in a lot of the K9 lists right now. It's a 3 of, so definitely go ahead and consider making sure that you have these. Card itself is pretty decent. I read it a while ago when it first came out in info, and I was like, I'm going to get a playset of this just to make sure. And lo and behold, it's a good card to have. Right now they're like 4s. They wear like 12s. I would just make sure that you have a playset of these before we reach PostNats, and this card's like 20 bucks. So it might get reprinted, it might not, but you know, there's always tins and what have you. So I just have my original Ultras, and that's just making me feel comfy right now. So if I do need them down the road, then I have them, right? So that's the whole thing of trying to combat the higher card prices by getting your cards earlier rather than later. The one thing that I will say is that I will go back on what I was saying to my friends and to the meta trends, and that is, I was such a hater of SuperPoly. I was like, this card is awful. I'm not going to play this card. It just does not handle the Malice end board. If you interact a little bit with Malice and you SuperPoly them, it's rough for them to play. Like, SuperPoly is a crazy card right now. The card does a lot. I play Grimoire, and I play the Cybers Adagnister. I don't like Mud Dragon right now as a SuperPoly target. I feel like more often than not, you're playing against a very mono deck where you're going to have like Cyberses or Reptiles. You're not really running into a lot of different cards. You could always end up playing like a Mud Dragon if you want to, but I don't think that you need it. I also don't believe in like Marduk. I'd rather just play like the Cybers Adagnister. Again, it's just a really easy way to start pushing for damage. If you SuperPoly it on your opponent's turn, it doesn't activate, I believe, to just say you take no damage for the rest of the turn as well. So it's another really cool card just to consider, so you don't just like die randomly. Like, let's say that you have like not a great hand, you could always like set SuperPoly their board away into the Cybers, and then all of a sudden you're like, they can't really do much to me anyway because I won't die, right? So definitely a very cool card. I think SuperPoly is very much so worth looking into right now. You could even play like Duke of Demise as like a SuperPoly target too, which is a very unique one, gives you an additional normal summon. Just so many opportunities for SuperPoly to be really solid right now, so definitely consider it. This is the first time in a very long time that I've seen Bestials just cycling out. Now, they're still played and they're still around, and you'll see like one Druis, one Magnemite, but like, you don't really see much. And obviously Druis is at 1 now, but like, even at the start of the format, we were seeing like triple Baldrake, you know, like Lubellians, Regained, but now we're either just seeing like one Magnemite and like a 10 pie deck, or we're seeing like one Mag, one Druis, or we're just seeing like one Druis, right, in case you like steal a Mag. So definitely very interesting, but Bestial counts are going really low right now, and we're not really seeing a whole lot of them. And it's not even like it's getting replaced with like DD Crow like it was. We're just not really seeing a whole lot of it. It's not like that impactful into the format where things like Impulse are. I think that going into Nats, if you're not playing Impulse or Fua in your deck, you're behind. You know, like, and I hate that stupid joke, but like, it's just like, I think that Impulse is the craziest card I've ever read in my life. It's solemn from hand, guys. Like, I cannot stress to you enough how broken of a card Impulse is. Like, that is the answer to Malice, is impulsing them. Like, that card is actually just insane. It's like watered down Gamma, but almost not really, right? Like, I don't know. I think that card's insane. And then Fua is just Fua. But, like, most of the really good lists right now are playing at least 6 Charmies. So, you know, that's another thing to really consider. Perulias are $75 a piece right now as I'm recording this video. Muals are like 70s, so like, it is tough, and I was really hoping we got like a reprint on that too. I know we got reprinted Perulia, but they didn't really do a good job of just not short printing it. They had one job, right? But, you know, it is what it is. It's frustrating. But I'm always here for you guys to try to show you guys what cards are going to spike in price. Like I was talking about the Disablaster, because I want to make sure that you get your cards before they spike. Like, even Perulia was like $30 at one point, which was crazy. The next thing too is Droll actually is starting to see a little bit more representation than Lancia, which is crazy. Lancia, I believe it was one of the national events, had a 92% addition to decks. Droll was like 96, 98. Like, it was, I think it was 96. But like, that's crazy. 8% of the player base just wasn't playing Lancia. Like, that's bold, right? So definitely very interesting. But Droll is definitely the most popular hand trap right now, just by numbers. So very interesting. Cards in everyone's main deck. Make sure you're playing around it. If you have a Terraforming, like an Allure or like a Rhoda, just make sure that you're prioritizing which one you want to use, because if you activate the wrong one and then you get Drolled, you're going to be in a really bad scenario. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you haven't already checked out my Twitch, Twitter, Discord, and Instagram, definitely go ahead and do so, all down below in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll catch you all next video. Thank you.